We have all been there, spending multiple hours on our phones after we promised ourselves we were going to get up and be productive, and no matter how hard you try, you cannot pull yourself away from your phone because you are addicted. If you want to fill your day with meaningful and uplifting activities instead of doom scrolling, we are going to teach you how to actually get rid of your phone addiction.
Hello, my name is Brittany and welcome back to the Louis Twins channel. You are here because you are fed up with having a phone addiction and you are ready for a change. In order to beat your phone addiction, you must first understand your phone addiction. The reason many of us struggle with having a phone addiction is because we are chasing a dopamine high. Dopamine is a chemical in the brain that gives us pleasure, satisfaction, and motivation. There are both good sources of dopamine and bad sources of dopamine. Good sources of dopamine provide us with sustainable and constant levels of dopamine, while bad levels of dopamine provide us with crashes and spikes in our dopamine levels. Doom scrolling on social media is an example of a bad source of dopamine. Doom scrolling on social media releases dopamine in the brain because of how instantaneous it is. We are quickly provided with high levels of dopamine that encourage us to continue on with the activity, which eventually leads to an addiction. Now that we understand what dopamine is, how dopamine works in the brain, and why we are even doom scrolling in the first place, we can now find positive alternatives that will provide us with good sources of dopamine. And the way that you're going to do this is by creating a dopamine menu. You may be wondering, what even is a dopamine menu? A dopamine menu is a list of activities that provide you with good sources of dopamine that leave you feeling happy and satisfied after you've completed those activities. So now you may be wondering, how am I even going to create a dopamine menu? And we're going to tell you exactly how you're going to create your very own dopamine menu. First, you're going to start out by maybe in a journal or a notebook listing out all activities that you genuinely enjoy doing. The key to this is making sure that you actually enjoy doing these activities and it's not someone telling you that you should be liking this activity. For example, I am not a gamer, so I would not have playing games on my dopamine menu. So now that we have a list of all the activities that we enjoy doing, we are now going to categorize them based on the parameters of the dopamine menu. The parameters of a dopamine menu are essentially the same thing as a regular menu. When you walk into a restaurant and the waitress or waiter provides you with a menu, when you look at it, you see appetizers, main entrees, sides, and dessert. That's basically going to be the same thing that we are going to write down for our dopamine menu. You can either do this in a notebook if you'd like to, or if you want to be fancy, you can create one on Canva, whichever one you'd like to do. But the way we are going to categorize the activities is going to be based on the length of time that it takes you to do them. So for appetizers, these are going to be activities that you can do between 5 to 20 minutes. Main entrees are going to be a lot longer. Like at a restaurant, it takes you longer to eat your food. These activities are going to take you about 1 to 3 hours to complete. Then we have our sides, which when you think about it, at a restaurant, you normally eat sides alongside your main entrees. So your sides are going to be activities that you do in tandem with your main entrees. And these are going to be your habit stacker activities. These are basically going to be incentives to get you to do your habit. For example, you may have cleaning as one of your main entrees, but you may not like cleaning. So one of your sides would be listening to your favorite podcast or watching your favorite TV show while you are cleaning. Lastly, we are going to have our desserts. Our desserts are going to be our indulgences, and these are going to be things that we do not let ourselves participate in all the time. These are going to be little rewards and treats that you have for yourself. Once you have created your dopamine menu, you can now begin beating your phone addiction because you now have a whole menu of healthy and productive alternatives to choose from. So you may now be wondering, well, I don't even know what I'm going to put on my dopamine menu. We're going to be taking you through our own dopamine menu to show you how to actively choose these activities over doom scrolling and to give you healthy and productive ideas to put on your own dopamine menu.
We decided to start off with a main entree item, which was taking a shower. And taking a shower is a great activity to have on your dopamine menu because they are pretty versatile. You can take a quick shower if you don't have a lot of time, or if you have more time, you can make it really indulgent and do a lot of different self-care in your shower. A tip for doing habits that you may not feel like doing is to really romanticize them by lighting a candle or maybe even putting on a playlist. We love making our bed nice and cozy. This is a quick and easy way to make yourself feel better, because who doesn't love the feeling of fresh sheets, a comfy blanket, and a nice smelling bed?
We're going to be getting into another appetizer activity, and it's going to be finishing our audiobook. Brittany and I are both reading the same audiobook because we are in a book club with our mom and our sisters, and we had the first book of the series for our January pick, but we actually liked the series, so we continued on. So now we're on the second book, and it's an St. Abbey book. It's Sidetrack. It's the second one. For the audiobook, this particular book doesn't have a physical book copy, so we actually bought a Kindle Unlimited book, so it's like on our computer, and we're going to be following along. I don't know if a lot of people do that with audiobooks, but I don't particularly like to just listen to it unless I'm like actually doing something. I like to also follow along. We're almost finished with the book. We have about 30 minutes left of our audiobook, but we actually listened to it on 1.3 speed, so it's going to be like 18 minutes or so it's not going to be the full 30 minutes. Reading actually is more of a main course entree dopamine menu item for us. We normally read between like 1 to 3 hours, but for our audiobook, as I said, we only have like a few minutes left, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish it, and we're gonna categorize it as an appetizer. Doing a dessert item. We are going to be ordering fast food, which we normally don't order fast food. We really just don't feel like cooking today, and we want to relax and recharge. I'm not sure what we're gonna get yet. I think we're probably just gonna scroll on DoorDash and see what looks good. This is gonna sound kind of disgusting, I feel like, but I think we both want Burger King. Which I feel like Burger King is just like kind of one of those restaurants that is like, the reason we're gonna get it is because it has the Impossible Burger, and that's like kind of one of the only fast food places that I know that has Impossible Burgers. And we also are both craving like a real soda. We go to this other place sometimes called Plant Burger, but they have like their own soda, so it's not like a Sprite or like an orange Fanta. I'm craving like a Sprite. I think that's what we're leaning towards. We're gonna scroll on DoorDash and see what we can find. Got here, I just got a large Sprite. I wanted an orange soda, but they didn't have orange soda, so I was like, I'll just get a Sprite. And then I got the halvesies, where they're supposed to come with onion rings and fries. They only gave me like 2 onion rings and like mostly fries. Like there's some onion rings at the bottom, so maybe I just need to mix it up. And then just the Impossible Whopper. I didn't want anything on it, obviously no cheese, no whatever, but knowing Burger King, they may have done it anyway. I don't know what we're going to put on the TV. We've been really big into Law & Order SVU. I am pretty much caught up with the new season, but I think there is a new episode that we haven't watched yet, so we'll probably put that on the TV while we eat lunch. I'm gonna just address it before anybody says anything. We don't have a wall for us to be able to mount our TV, so our TV is on our TV stand, but where our beds are, they're to the side, so we have to like turn our TV, so it kind of looks a little bit crazy so we can see it from our bed, but you guys will see like our TV is literally turned to face us. To be doing a main course entree, and I'm so excited for what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing baking. We love baking, especially in the winter time, because it is just a fun activity that we can do inside, which is perfect because no one wants to go outside when it's literally like 13 or 20 degrees outside. And we're going to be making these funfetti cupcakes, and they're perfect for the season for February. Valentine's Day is coming up. We want to make a cute little pink treat, so we're going to be making this. end of our video. I hope that we were able to provide you with some good dopamine producing activities to do instead of reaching for your phone, to help you reclaim your life and stop your phone addiction. You got this. I believe in you. If you made it to this point of the video, comment a brain emoji because we talked so much about dopamine and the brain. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss a video. And we will see you next Sunday with a brand new video. Bye!